Hello, chat room, and welcome to Reactive. Didn't want to put my fucking PNG correctly, so I'm stuck being the worm. But not the regular worm. No, the fucking regular PNG tuber worm. So it's not even the Roomba worm. Anyway, say hi, goobers.
Hi,
Hello.
goobers.
Servus.
Thanks.
I am on top of the Roomba.
Hey yo. Yeah.
So Bolt's not the only one on top of the Roomba anymore.
Oh
We'll
no,
take a
that
ladder.
throne.
Oh wait!
I can hear
oh my
everyone.
god!
We are good to go.
I just realized something, and because I'm not on any of the Roomba PNGs, Bolt is also on his normal PNG, which is the one with the dice. He's not in the idea box.
Yeah, but
no.
Bolt's in his PMD&D version.
Yes.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow,
Let me. I guess for this time, instead of hiding, I'll just ponder my little cube.
You've got the internet hypercube.
I hold power within my paws.
You hold the entire internet within this little box with a blinking red light.
Blink, blink.
Yes.
That's a reference to a show that's older than I am, and I only know it because my dad has a T-shirt of that.
Face.
What the?
I believe it's from the original run of the IT Crowd.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Where they tricked the manager to going to a meeting with a box with a red blinking light labeled the internet, and convinced the manager that it is in fact the entire internet within this box.
Damn. That's crazy.
And that if you type Google into Google, you will break the internet.
Crazy.
I will not misuse this
Yeah,
power I
that's a
now
good idea.
have.
Nothing will happen, Miles. You can't redeem Worm now.
True, you can't really
True.
redeem Worm. It wouldn't do anything because I literally can't change it.
And I
Our
won't even
weekly
refund
battle has been
you.
put off for now.
I won't use my moderator powers to refund them either. You'll just waste them. They'll be
Damn.
gone, reduced to atoms.
Damn.
No more Mappa for you. Mappa coins be gone. I just realized because you call them Mappa coins, it sounds like a kind of crypto.
Oh god.
Yeah. Actually, it does.
I'm sorry.
When Jimmy
Crypto
was
bros.
desperate for money, I'm gonna launch my new crypto scam, the Mappa coin.
Oh god, no. Oh god.
I'm gonna launch a meme coin. I need to fundraise.
Look, I'm sorry.
Oh, boy.
I just thought it was funny if I called him Moppa.
Man, you fell off since you introduced the Mappa concept.
No, it'd be
honest.
brilliant. You can scam a bunch of crypto bros out of their money. And it's legal. He basically just, yo, give me money. I'll give you this PNG of a recolored Zigzagoon. And they're like, hell yeah, take my money. Because crypto bros have the intelligence of, I don't know, a kindergartner.
That was actually a guinea pig. A guinea pig.
The guinea pig?
No,
Yeah.
it's... There
For
was a...
fuck's sake.
Oh no, he redeemed Stinky!
Bro,
Bro,
Oh,
are
no.
you fucking serious, Miles? Why are you always doing this kind of shit?
I'll go take a shower in a
Damn.
moment. Let me finish these potions.
Hey, Miles, bro.
Boy.
Okay, Miles, I know, I get it. You're my neighbor, yeah? But still, stop it.
Get some help.
Idea box.
Whoa, whoa,
We're
whoa,
just gonna skip
whoa.
out everyone week's been doing.
Yeah, I was about to say, didn't we have something to say? What everyone's weeks is
Did
doing?
we?
Oh right.
So, yeah.
Jimmy, do yours, and then go redeem Stinky.
So guess what dropped this week? I think everyone knows what
was it
dropped
the-
this week. Considering
Was
the
it
stream
the
that...
Battle World?
Yes! Power Tatsuter dropped this week. Guess who streamed that for 34 hours? Actually, closer to
Jimmy
30.
Vamp.
I thought it was only 24, Jimmy.
Okay, but, Bolt, it was in theory 24, but I just kept on streaming. Especially after knowing that we
Uh,
weren't going to have D&D that after on the afternoon of the Tuesday.
Oh
Yeah,
I'm
fair.
gonna
Because
take
if
a
we did
wild
had it, then we would
guess.
stop.
I'm gonna take a wild guess. Was it Captain Sparkles?
No,
Huh?
it's a me,
Damn.
dumbass. I streamed that for.
Damn.
In theory, it was for 24 hours, but I just couldn't put the game down.
Man, did she has no sleep?
I did sleep. I slept from 5 p.m. From 5 a.m. to like 10 a.m.
You left the
Sleep
machine
stream
running to
incoming.
grind.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
want a sleep stream.
Anyway, go do Stinky.
I said I would do Stinky once I'm done with these potions.
Alright. My week was busy. I got scheduled a lot this week for job. I had 1, 2, 3, 4 shifts this week. I thought I had 5, but it turned out the one I had yesterday, I'd gotten removed from the schedule the week before and hadn't noticed because the app that they use to tell me when my schedule is kind of shit. And also, to be fair, I have to go through it and compare it to my Google Calendar. And to be fair, when I do that, I compare for, is there any shifts on my schedule that I don't have on my calendar? Not, is there any shifts I have on my calendar that I don't have on my schedule? So,
Fair enough.
it's not too bad. It's like maybe depending on if I hit like all 3 lights red, it's like maybe an 8-minute drive.
Ah, okay.
It's sometimes I ride my bike over there, but not really because the times just don't work out very well for me being comfortable doing that. Even though it is basically all bike lane, it's shitty American bike lane, so it doesn't count.
So it doesn't
Especially
count.
after that, friends.
To be fair, there is a place near me that have like actual like proper like cycling stuff, but it's not in a direction that's useful to me.
Okay, but to be fair, it's also California, so. I like if there's a state, I would guess there.
It's for the most part just like, you know, painted bike lane that's between the travel lane and the parked cars. So, you know. Yeah. But there is they recently redid a freeway interchange near me, and as part of that they added like a proper separated bike lane. But then they also added a painted bike lane in the street for some reason.
What?
Yeah. For part of it, they added a painted bike lane in the street, despite having a fully separated bike lane, literally like 5 yards to the right, 5 meters to the right.
Damn.
My only assumption is they had a little bit extra space on the road there, and like, well, someone's gonna be stupid enough to try and ride their bike in the road anyway, so we'll give them a space for it just in case. Granted, to be fair, it's also because presumably that the painted bike lane goes via the road, whereas the separated bike lane does a spin to go down to ground level via the inside the cloverleaf,
Hmm.
and then go underneath the road to come out the other side of the interchange.
Hi.
It's a really weird interchange because it's laid out so weird because it's mainly due to space limitations, I guess. It's just super. It's got a single cloverleaf turn, but everything else is different. It's just a weird interchange that I'm not. I'd have to like draw it, and I'm not even confident I could draw it correctly because it's just such a weird interchange in the layout. I mean, it's very effective and it works, but part of the problem is the interchange also then goes down to like the next light where there's the start of an expressway that everyone wants to get onto. That makes the traffic worse and makes the one of the things that is the interchange really annoying if you want to actually get on the freeway. Luckily, every time I want to get on that freeway in that direction, I'm trying to get to another freeway where there's a different way to get onto it that's like also basically right there, so not too big a deal. But yeah, other than lots of work shit, pretty quiet on my end. Yeah.
Okay. God. Yeah, my week has been fine. It has been busy too. I've had to head to the hospital a few times.
Well,
Because
how
of my father. Because of an inspection, or how you call it, overchecking.
Oh,
I don't
just
know.
a checkup.
Yeah, just a checkup. But everything is alright. Other than that, what else was there? Oh yeah, right. We've celebrated my father's birthday on Friday and
Hell
party on
yeah.
Saturday. We've had a barbecue on Saturday, which I did.
Ooh.
So yeah, it was pretty tasty.
Get the LARP as an American.
Sadly, there was no
As I
beer
pretend
involved.
barbecue is exclusively an American thing.
I mean, actually, barbecue is a big thing in Germany and Austria. I don't know if it's somewhere else too. Literally, like, the classic saying is, as soon as it's May and as soon as it's over 25 Celsius, some German is already grilling. Already doing barbecue. But yeah, that was it about my week. Bolt,
Yes.
how was your week?
I'll be honest. Really uneventful, save for some hot days that I had to survive. Next week is going to be even worse.
Yeah. So
Wait, is it-
I want to ask you both specifically. How are you doing with humidity?
It hasn't really rained a lot.
No. Not rain. Humidity in the air. How humid is the air?
I cannot really tell on.
You can probably
the
look
days
it up
that
in your
come, but
computer. You can probably look it up on the computer, because I've been dealing with like around 33 to 36 degrees, more or less. The problem is,
Yeah.
one, I don't have air conditioner. I only have a fan to work with, because the air conditioner in my room broke. Is broken.
Oof.
And I have a 44% humidity in the air, so it's pretty fucking humid. It's not turbo humid,
Over on my end,
but it's pretty humid.
yeah. Over on my end, currently it's 28 with humidity of 49. So
It's a little. Damn, I wish it was 28.
yeah, but I'm just looking at Tuesday and it's like, oh yeah, 36. Then the Wednesday 34.
Yeah,
We have
for
a heat
me, it's
wave, by the
36,
way.
36, 35, 34, 30. Oh my god, temperatures are going to go lower
Wait, what?
for next. Temperatures are going to drop for a couple days. Thank fuck.
Bro,
Yeah.
on Wednesday we get 36.
On Wednesday we get 35. Also,
I get
yesterday,
36.
Also,
yesterday we hit 36, and also today we hit 36.
God,
I hate summer.
this
we
guys.
have like currently we have like 28 Celsius and 48 humidity.
Oh, hi Wong.
Yeah. So this is also one of the reasons why I just hate summer.
The biggest
So I
reason
feel like
why,
I'm in some tropical area.
the reason why I hate summer the most, it's not the high temperatures, it's not the humidity, it's the fucking mosquitoes.
Yes.
I'm
Fuck those little bastards.
I luckily don't have much problems with them in my area.
No, you know the problem I have, Darius? I used to be allergic to their stings. So yeah, that was fun.
Well, let me talk about my weather. Hold on. weather app.
Bro, literally the most stable weather from what I've heard.
It is currently 69 Fahrenheit.
Around what, like high 20s Celsius?
Hold on. Got a 56% humidity apparently
Damn.
right now. Say so. Alright, so the air's fine. It's not wet. It's not dry. 9F to C is a whopping 20.5 Celsius.
God, I wish it was 20.5 here. Oh.
We are burning up here.
And today's high is 82 Fahrenheit, or if today's high is 27.7 C.
You lucky bastard.
Once again, he has like the most stable weather over there.
I fucking hate you, Meep.
And that is the warmest temperature in the 10-day forecast.
Crazy.
Oh my god.
I'm probably going to reach in August 40 Celsius or something.
The low in the 10-day forecast is for Friday at 71 Fahrenheit. Or,
So like 21 degrees.
21.6.
Alright, I'm gonna take a sit, chat.
Fucking crazy, bro. We're fucking dying and they over there.
I'm gonna go
Well,
take a
reminder,
sit.
Reminder, I'm farther south than all of you as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the crazy part.
But you don't get winds from the Sahara Desert like we do. At least I do.
No.
Yeah, we do too.
I've got
We do too.
I've got an ocean current coming south from Alaska and a deep sea upwelling,
Lucky.
both of which are cold as shit.
Lucky. I wish I
Bro,
was
literally,
there.
all we
Well,
see is
not
Sahara
really.
Desert sand, bro.
Like, I wish I wasn't there because, you know, but I also wish I
Yeah.
was there because, you know. You feel
Jimmy,
me? What?
Everyone
I'm
wishes they were here. That's why it's impossible to afford a home in this part of the country.
Well, me, I was. Yes, but I was joking. I don't literally mean being there.
Well, I'm fine.
I don't
bro.
think I could afford my own home.
That's unfortunate.
Literally,
Anyway, I'm going
I
to go
took
turn
a-
on the shower and take a shower. Because
Yeah,
Because
take
we-
a
I may
shower.
not be stinky, but I am sticky.
Apparently, yeah.
I'm gonna go cure my humidity by go standing out in the rain.
I wish I had, man.
Is it idea box time then?
Assume so.
I
I
suppose.
mean, I don't have anything before that.
Alrighty then.
Okay, let's see what bullshit happens this week.
Alright. Let's start off with a follow-up from something from last week, that being a follow-up to America bombing Iran. JD Vance came out with the worst take known to man.
Oh no.
Okay, I want to hear the take.
Hold on, let me find it. Scroll through my DMs with my mother. Yes, here it is.
Yeah.
I'll post this in images so y'all can see it. You're sure I'm not making this up? And then I'm gonna read it verbatim for chat because Jimmy can't put it on the stream because he's going redeemed.
Yeah.
To quote JD Vance, I empathize with Americans who are exhausted after 25 years of foreign entanglements in the Middle East. I understand the concern, but the difference is that back then we had dumb presidents.
No.
What the fuck?
No,
What the fuck?
not back then. Not just back then. How about fucking now?
Yeah, literally, also that, but like...
This man,
Huh?
his argument for why us going to bomb the Middle East is actually a good thing this time is because Donald Trump is actually incredibly smart and the likes of Barack Obama are actually incredibly stupid.
Hey, you go ahead wasting all your ammunition and stuff in fucking Middle East, bro. You go ahead. Fucking insane take, honestly.
This is JD Vance. This is Jorkin Delpinas Vance. Just
Well,
killed the
JD
Pope
Vance.
Vance.
Yeah. Fuck my life. He literally has the Pope's life on his fucking arm, bro.
Next up, Fox News is finding it harder and harder to actually back Trump.
I'm still surprised they are able to.
Well, they're basically the propaganda arm of the Republican Party at this point.
Yeah, but the
So-
question is, how far can you get delusional with propaganda? That's the question.
Well, they're trying to back him on Iran poorly. They're trying to. Some of the presenters are trying to back him on his policies, but then it's like, oh yeah, we've got a big segment on their poll on the latest Trump poll numbers from our latest Fox News poll, which one of the presenters actually refers to it as a cherry-picked poll, by the way. They just go on the poll numbers broke down and like just overall and by every individual issue, and every category in the Fox News poll shows him in the negatives.
Yeah, okay. Can't hide anything there.
I'd like to also point out for something that comes out later, actually we'll cover it now. The New York City, the Democrats had their mayoral primary election, and Fox has basically been advised to stop covering the guy who won it all because all their viewers are like, actually no, I kind of like his policies. So I'll cover that now. So normally I wouldn't cover like a mayor primary election, even if it's like, you know, New York City, okay? But yeah. So we'll get to that. We'll get to why I'm covering it in a moment. The guy who won was a man named Zoran Madimi. I think I'm pronouncing his name right. I hope I am. I'm probably not, but I hope I am. Who has served as a New York State legislator, won the primary. His main opponent was the former New York governor, Andrew Cuomo, who was favored by the Democratic establishment. Andrew Cuomo is most famous for having a Wikipedia page, which, assuming I counted it right, has a 36 paragraphs dedicated to the controversies section, including corruption, ethics scandals, abysmal COVID handling, and sexual harassment. The Democratic establishment spent something like $15 million trying to get this guy to win. And he's sworn to run as an independent, even though he doesn't have the Democratic ticket. Because, fuck you, I guess. Meanwhile, Mr. Mandami, who won, yeah, everyone hates him in the political establishment. Like, yeah, the mainstream media and political commentators who are the traditional establishment types on both sides are losing their fucking minds over this. Basically, TLDR, something class warfare by the working class, something Red Scare.
Ah, the Red Scare again, okay.
Yeah, because Mondani is a self-proclaimed socialist.
Ah, ooh, that's dangerous for me. Holy shit.
I'd like to point out, by the way, by socialist, we have the Fox News highlights of his policy proposals. So these are the worst things Fox News could find about him. No cost childcare. Cribs to all newborns. $30 minimum wage.
Hey, wait, it sounds like actually normal things.
By the way, if you weren't aware, the entire American mainstream media is effectively owned by 5 people.
Now I'm not surprised anymore.
Yeah, there are 5 companies who are the parent companies, like 99% of all news in the United States.
Oh, this is some interesting manipulation and corruption, bro.
So, hold on, let me pull it up. U.S. media consolidation. Yeah, they've got a nice. Yeah, they've got a. As of 2019, you've got Comcast, who owns NBC, MSNBC, CNBC, BuzzFeed. Got Warner Media, which owns CNN, TMZ, Disney, who owns ABC, Fox, not Fox News, ESPN. We've got and you've got News Corp, who owns Fox News, the Wall Street Journal, and the New York Post. So yeah. And then you've got like a couple of like, just like, oh yeah, we've got Google News owned by Google. We've got Yahoo News and the Huffington Post owned by Verizon.
Yahoo News, bro.
Oh, and then I guess we've got CBS, which is owned by National Amusements, but that's one of the big ones, I guess. Like, still, like you can tell that they're dragging to try and make the graph wider, or they have to include Google News and Yahoo News, and of course, we've got Corporation for Public Broadcasting, which owns NPR and PBS, but like that doesn't count. Besides, they're trying to get rid of that in the government right now, so.
Yes, if that's literally just all this.
Also, did I mention that Mr. Mamdani is not white, a Muslim, an immigrant, and a self-proclaimed socialist?
Oh wait, so
And
Man,
the Democratic establishment chose to run the guy who's been accused of multiple counts of sexual harassment, fraud, ethics violations, and mishandling COVID, and who's an old man.
fucking ridiculous.
I think the best part, though, is that of those traits that Mr. Mamdani has, MAGA can't seem to figure out which part they're supposed to fearmonger over.
They're like overdrawn. Wait, he has so many points for tech. What do we do?
Yeah. They can't tell if they're supposed to go after him for being Muslim, for being not white, for being an immigrant, for being a all the different heads of the Hydra can't seem to communicate.
Bro,
with
he's
each other on
like
this.
the wholly divine set of bro everything.
Some people have been like something 9/11 about this. Like, yeah, we found where he was on 9/11. He was in elementary school. He was 9.
The antithesis to fucking MAGA.
Though the Democratic establishment is mainly panicking over the fact he's a self-proclaimed socialist because the Democratic establishment worships Wall Street.
Ah, my fucking god.
Because the establishment of both political parties is economically conservative.
It's insane to me that there isn't a big group that literally is socialist in like the USA, especially after witnessing how Europe works out.
Well, the
It's so
problem is
insane
the America can only have 2 political parties due to the way the system's laid out.
But like, wait, the system is fixated in like the constitution, right?
Yes.
Could it ever be changed? Is the question.
Yes, it would need to be changed by constitutional amendment, which in the
Okay.
United States is a big, arduous process.
Oh.
As established by the fact the United States Constitution has only been amended I think it was like 27 times 27 times, 10 of which were done immediately. Just that were at 10 of the first 10 were add-ons done literally as soon as the Constitution was ratified.
See.
Okay? So effectively, it's only been amended 17 times, 2 of which were prohibition.
Oh god.
2 of which are prohibition being enacted and repealed, okay?
The fucking prohibition.
The U.S. Constitution is not like a bunch of other documents, so it's a living document that gets tweaked with the times. It has been it doesn't change.
Yeah, you see where it gets it.
And you expect
All-ass paper.
the political wheels in the United States to the famously unproductive political wheels in the United States to go in there and change something that benefits the political establishment?
Nah, I don't expect it, but I'm still surprised.
Yeah, no, it's never gonna happen. It's just not
GG then.
going to happen.
GG.
Anyway, in other news, coming out of absolutely fucking nowhere, Valve made a Twitter post
Yeah.
They are asking for the community to submit new content for a Man vs. Machine update.
Right, I seen that. Yeah.
And to all the TF2 people, like, oh my fucking god, the game
They
mode
actually
that
work on
hasn't
TF2
done-
again?
it's the co-op mode. The co-op mode
Where you literally destroy bots.
where you blow up robots that are powered by literal money while gambling to try and get your golden gun. That hasn't gotten an update in like 7 years.
When was the last update in general for TF2?
Technically the last big one was Jungle Inferno in 2016. However, there's also the Blue Moon update, but that was a medium update.
What are you all talking about?
TF2 update.
TF2 that game.
Yes.
They've announced they're looking for content for a new MVM update to come out as part of the Halloween update.
Oh my god, the Halloween update, the update that never comes out.
No, the Halloween update comes out every year. It's just, yes, please buy our new Halloween-themed gambling crates. And as we add, like 5 questionable quality Halloween-themed maps
If you want to go gambling, just play
that were
CS:GO.
all made by the community.
Oh, the shower, it was nice. I got refreshed.
Excellent.
Cool.
While you were away, Jimmy, we talked about the New York City Democratic primary, how a guy won, and both sides of the political aisle, the traditional political establishment on both sides, is losing their fucking minds over this guy.
Yes, because he's a Muslim, right? Is that the case? Is that the reason?
Because he's a Muslim
Yes, I
immigrant, self-proclaimed socialist.
Huh?
Literally all points they would like to attack.
One of the things I saw from that is, I think it was Margaret Trader Green saying that, like, 23 years ago we said we wouldn't forget. I guess we are forgetting. I'm like, what?
You're the one who's trying to who defunded the program for the fundraise to give funds to the medical treatment for the 9/11 first responders. Also, he was in New York on 9/11. He was 9. He was in elementary school. He was at school because he was 9.
I still don't get the school point, but yeah.
Shut your bitch ass up.
Child, I have no idea what's happening.
So her ass is jealous of some of the shit that comes out of her mouth. Anyway, next up we go to the city of Venice,
Oh no.
where
I
Jeff
know what it is.
Bezos has been forced to relocate his wedding, quote, for security reasons, after the people of Venice protested en masse over him renting out the entire city.
Yeah.
This man tried to rent out the entire city of Venice for his wedding.
Fucking bold ass dude trying to fucking buy Venice.
There are people who think he's taxed too much, by the way.
Who?
Huh.
That Jeff Bezos, Mr. I'm gonna rent out all of Venice for my wedding. There are people in America who think who legitimately think he is taxed too much.
He's taxed too much.
Yeah, they all work in
But what
Congress. and
others-
trying to pass a bill.
Ah, okay, yeah, okay. So, okay, people who work in Congress. Okay, then that's a different thing.
Next up, we go to the U.S. state of Missouri. Oh, the misery.
Oh, the misery.
Yes. Where there was a clip that showed up where apparently there's been a really big heat wave in the south, which caused the asphalt in a street to buckle due to thermal expansion.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately in front of a car, which is going at, travel speed, which caused the car to catch air.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That was actually kind of fucking cool, though.
So I wonder if the guy inside did a Mario Kart trick. And for my next trick, watch as I make a really expensive noise!
Clunk, clunk, clunk.
Yes. Next up, Florida.
Oh god, not the
Oh,
Florida
yeah, yeah.
man.
The Florida
The
man.
Florida government, not the Florida man. The Florida government.
The Florida man.
The only thing more terrifying than Florida man, Florida government.
Florida.
The Florida government has announced plans for an alligator Alcatraz.
What?
What?
But basically, they're gonna build a prison in the middle of like the swamps of Florida, like Alcatraz. But instead of being surrounded by really cold water and really raging currents, they're just gonna surround it by alligators.
Huh?
An alligator army.
Interesting.
And because it's Florida, they want to use it as a migrant detention center.
Fucking Florida.
Next up, the Trump administration has mandated that truck drivers be able to speak good English.
I mean,
So people that have to drive have to speak good English.
truckers.
Yeah, truckers. The
So-
people who the lorry drivers for you Europeans.
Yeah, I know what a truck driver is, but like they have now to speak good English, even though their main thing is driving.
Yes.
Huh? I mean, I know that they have to read, bro, to like read the signs and shit, but speak?
Yes.
You know, for when the police stops
that
them
truck
because
was
they
over
think
here.
they're carrying bombs.
Did I
Ah,
mention
yeah,
that,
what?
Did I mention that, one, the U.S. currently has a trucker shortage, and two, a lot of truckers are Hispanic.
Ah, okay. They're taking once again the people that actually take care of those kinds of jobs.
I mean, supposedly it's because there's been incidents of like truck drivers encountering non-standard signs, like for like road construction, and not being able to read them. But it's like, ah, yes, I went looking, I found
But
like
yeah, that's reading.
3 incidents. Like,
Once again,
wow.
reading is fair, but like speaking is a different story. Sorry.
And it's also presumably because if they get pulled over, American cops don't speak anything other than English 9 times out of 10.
I think it's like 10 times out of 10.
In some parts of the country, they might speak other languages.
What? French? Ugh.
No, maybe
more likely
Spanish.
Yeah, I was being pedantic about it.
No, they're gonna speak Tagalog.
What now?
Pretty sure
I
that's
don't
the
know.
language of the Philippines.
Huh?
Tagalog? I'm pretty sure it is.
I don't know what the language of the Philippines is, to be fair, mate.
Tagalog is a major language spoken in the Philippines, primarily in Manila and central Luzon.
There you go. There's
It is
your answer.
the basis of the national language Filipino.
Well, there's your answer.
Austronesian language with influences from Spanish, English, and other Philippine languages. But yeah, basically, the real reason they're doing this is because they're racist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like everyone here
Spoiler
understood.
alert!
Everyone here understood the assignment. Don't worry.
Yes. Speaking of, they're just racist. Florida Law School gives student award for paper arguing the Constitution only applies to white people.
So it applies to me then.
No, you speak Spanish, so you
I'm
clearly
white.
don't count as a white person.
But I'm white.
Yeah, but do you really think these people are smart enough to understand that?
If I don't speak Spanish,
Guess I
do I
can't.
really not pass for an English speaker? I don't have that much of an accent.
True. However,
However,
this is the lowest common denominator we're referring to here, Jimmy.
okay, fair enough.
Don't expect much from them.
The kind of people who are the reason shampoo has instructions.
Heavenly, I'm the reason shampoo has
Actually, they have
instructions.
banger instructions. They have banger instructions.
That's such a funny Russian Badger meme. Heavenly, I'm alone. I'm the reason why shampoo has instructions.
But yeah, Yeah, so yeah, that's a thing that happened.
That's fucking cringe.
You know what? I'm not surprised considering it's Florida.
The worst part is we probably should be. Like, what the
Yeah,
fuck
but
is
I'm not
going on?
anymore.
But it's just gotten to a point. It's just like, yeah, okay, that's just America to you. Just don't mind me. I'm just swimming in lava.
At this point, there are just too many instances where stupid shit happens.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised anymore. I'm surprised when actually good things happen nowadays.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna be reading the New York Times article, which isn't great, but yeah. A law student at the University of Florida, known white nationalist and anti-Semite, took a seminar taught by a federal judge on, quote, originalism, the legal theory favored by many conservatives that seek to interpret the Constitution based on its meaning when it was adopted, as opposed to what it actually says. In his capstone paper for the class, the dude, the racist guy, argued that the framers had intended for the phrase "we the people" in the Constitution's preamble to refer to exclusively white people. From there, he argued for the removal of voting rights protections for non-whites and for the insurance of shoot-to-kill orders against, quote, criminal infiltrators at the border. Turning over the country to a, quote, non-white majority, he wrote, would constitute a, quote, terrible crime. Oh my god. It's just so racist. And at the end of this semester, was given the book award, which designates him as the best student in the class according to the syllabus.
It's insane to me that you can be racist and that makes you a good student.
The Trump-nominated judge who taught the class declined to comment for this article and does not appear to have publicly discussed why he chose the guy for the award. This left some students and faculty members of the law school, considered Florida's most prestigious, to wonder and worry, what merit could the judge have seen in it? The granting of the award set off months of turmoil on the law school campus. Its interim dean defended the decision earlier this year, citing free speech rights and arguing that the professor must not engage in, quote, viewpoint discrimination. Invoked institutional neutrality, an increasingly popular policy among college administrators, instruct schools not to take public positions on hot-button issues. But the question of how they should refer to the guy who wrote the paper, who in an interview said that referring to him as a Nazi, quote, would not be manifestly wrong, is not merely academic. So, yeah, that's all you need to know about this guy.
Cool.
So, yeah,
Getting fucking headed.
I'm getting a headache, dog.
Bro, I'm done. My brain is literally consumed.
we've got a follow-up for a previous one. Previously we mentioned that a fertility clinic in Palm Springs got car bombed. Remember that?
Uh-huh.
They arrested the supplier for the supplies for that explosion. He got extradited from Poland and died in U.S. custody. Suspicious. Let me see if I can find an update to this, actually. Suspect in the bombing found dead in a federal detention center. Apparently died by suicide. Supposedly.
Aha! Died by suicide, class.
The cause
Sure,
of death being blunt force trauma.
Okay, sorry, bro. This is fucking ridiculous.
The spokesperson for the medical examiner said it could not provide more details.
Sauce.
Make it more obvious. Make it more fucking obvious.
he was extradited from Poland. Wait. Yeah. Suspicious.
Very.
In other news, while he was on his way to the recent NATO summit, which we'll cover in a moment, Trump was asked if he'll commit to NATO Article 5 mutual defense, and Trump's exact quote was, "Depends on your definition." But we'll get back to that later. Next up, we're going to the land down under, to Australia.
Hi, Mai. I'm gonna see the Aussies.
Yes,
That's fucking-
Saxton Hale. Where I saw an article this week that an Australian mining company has found an actually legitimately good use for battery electric locomotives, and a situation where they may, at least in theory, never need to be plugged in to recharge.
Is it by using some sort of special rails?
No.
Huh.
If it was something like that, it'd be like a third rail electric. No, this is a battery-powered locomotive. However, the use case they have for it is that they have their mine is up on top of a hill, basically.
Yeah.
And they need to get the cars down from the hill, and then carry empty cars back up.
Mm-hmm.
And electric vehicles of most types have
Really good
what
torque.
is known as regenerative braking,
Also that.
where they basically turn the electric motors into electric generators, and they use that to brake.
Mm-hmm.
This has been a thing for a long time, and basically, at least theoretically, because you're the heavily loaded cars down, empty cars up, you are converting the potential energy of the loaded cars going down into electrical energy via the regenerative brake,
Yeah.
and then discharging and using that to charge the batteries. Then you discharge the batteries to carry the much lighter empty cars back up the hill.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, in theory, it will fully charge itself by just going downhill and then back up again.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, it may have to be charged, occasionally, but like in standard use, it will basically never need to be recharged. Which is like the biggest problem with battery electric locomotives.
Yeah, they
Is that
probably
need to
need to
recharge
recharge.
And that, like, it's just dumb most of the time. But this is a situation where, like, yeah, no, I can see that being, like, legitimately, like, a good use for them.
Aye.
Yeah, well done. Also, it's an excuse for me to talk about trains. Let's go.
True.
Next up, elongated muskrat. Specifically, his company, Tesla, has launched their robo-taxis. They've launched the pilot program for their robo-taxis.
Uh-huh.
Which,
Robocop.
as expected, immediately attracts the attention of the government officials for their rampant disregard of traffic law.
Of course. Hi, Looney.
Let's drive against the fucking
Because it
wall.
turns out Elon Musk is not very good at ordering the creation of actually functioning self-driving vehicles.
Who would have thunk?
Because he thinks a normal camera is a good set of sensors for a self-driving car. I'd like to point out, Google, their self-driving vehicles that they've been working on actually work. I mean, you can shut them down by putting a cone on their hood, but, that's just funny.
Yeah, that is just funny.
And how people are protesting them being rolled out because people think they're dumb. And don't want them. Next up, we have whistleblowers from the U.S. Justice Department. Says that the interim Attorney General appointed by Trump said in an internal meeting he was willing to defy court orders to fulfill Trump's deportation agenda.
Yay!
What?
To the surprise of absolutely fucking no one.
Yep.
Find court orders,
Uh,
Bog.
We've got an Orca news, but we're gonna save that for next week because I want Mina to be here.
I don't think Mina's here next week, is she?
We'll save it until Mina's here.
Okay.
There was Orca news. Anyway. Next up, we have the continuing saga of Mahmoud Khalil, the guy who got illegally thrown into El Salvador officially as an oopsie. Yeah, that guy.
Who literally was on an adventure.
He's back!
Is Funny back?
He's back, and he got let out of ICE custody.
Nice.
The judge ordered them to let him out. And
Finally.
and he immediately had a press event where he went and talked about how he was mistreated, which is presumably why they wanted to keep him disappeared, because he talked about how he was mistreated. Also, AOC, who's one of the actually good people in Congress, who's actually trying to do their job,
Shocker.
walked him out of the detention center or whatever. And then, obviously one of the racist assholes in Congress oh look, you're supporting the terrorist asshole. It's like, bitch, I'm supporting someone from my constituency. He's one of her constituents who was illegally detained. By the government's own admission, he was illegally detained and deported. Come on. Yeah, he got to reunite with his family, including his child who was born while he was deported to El Salvador.
That's nice.
Yeah. Yeah, good for him.
Yeah.
They're still trying to charge him with crimes, naturally, but next up. And by the way, if you cast your mind with the crimes they're trying to charge him with is human trafficking for driving a pickup truck full of people to a job site.
What?
Yeah, he drove a pickup truck full of people who were illegal immigrants, and he was driving them to a job site that he worked at because they were his co-workers.
Huh?
And they're trying to charge him with human trafficking for that.
So I can send him back to El Salvador.
Yes, presumably. I'd like to point out he's not from El Salvador, I don't think. Anyway, next up, the continuing nonsense in LA with ICE.
Nice.
However, this time we've got a funny.
Ooh.
A group of Los Angeles tow truck drivers have taken to stalking ICE convoys to tow away all their unmarked vehicles when ICE leaves them illegally parked to go kick in doors.
Lomao.
And because they're, unmarked vehicles, they're perfectly allowed to tow them away when they're parked illegally, because they're not marked law enforcement vehicles.
Based, honestly.
Yeah. And then presumably when the government tries to come get it back, the yard's like, hey, it's an unmarked vehicle. It was towed at the owner's expense. Pay up.
Based, honestly.
Yeah, as I've got there as the emoji, I've got the guy laughing because it's hilarious.
Yeah, the Lomao guy.
Yeah. Next up, we have a Norwegian tourist was refused entry to the U.S. and deported. Now, officially, this was because he admitted to having smoked weed twice. However, unofficially, he was denied entry because ICE basically threatened him into letting them into his phone, and then upon getting into his phone, they found a meme. They found the bald JD Vance meme. Which, Jimmy, can you put the bald JD Vance meme?
Give me a second. I got it out of the lava. Well, I guess I'm not getting entry into the U.S. After this.
Well, just so long as you don't have it in your phone.
Why would you enter the USA anyway?
Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Hold on. Where is it? Meep.
Hold on, let me just, I'm gonna copy the image and post it in images.
Good idea.
There you go. Yeah. So, this meme was supposedly in his phone. And the Norwegian test that they got really upset about that, and he says that he got denied entry and deported for that. Though officially it's because, you know, he admitted to smoking weed twice. Extra doubt. Especially as, you know, he didn't have weed on him or anything. I'd like to point out, by the way, the response to this has been, I think it was it NBC? One of the news agencies put out a big, long thing about it, where they then concluded by showing other JD Vance memes. Make sure you don't have any of these pictures on your phones if you're trying to get into the U.S. Yeah, it was MSNBC. Why? They have got a video to why you definitely should not share this JD Vance meme. I'm gonna post the video and images if any of you want to watch it, probably after Roomba, because it's a longer clip. But yeah, but I'd also like to point out that main meme got onto the floor of the Irish Parliament where they were talking about something related to this incident and how, you know, the assault on free speech in the U.S., so on and so forth. Because, you know, it's kind of a big deal. I believe it's actually in that video. Hold on. It's a 3-minute clip. Yeah, they did some trolling over this. A U.S. senator reposted the meme. Yeah, it was the Irish. An Irish lawmaker exhibits JD Vance meme in Parliament as part of like their travel advisory stuff. Yeah, it's fucking hilarious. The meme had mostly died down, and then they found it, and it drew more attention to the meme, so it's going around again. Hell yeah.
Fuck JD Vance.
Fuck joking the penis Vance.
Joking the penis.
That was me.
Fuck that idiot.
No, you can take the image down if you want. Anyway.
You know what? No, fuck JD Vance. I'll keep it until we need another
Yeah,
one.
let's keep it on.
Fuck this asshole. Like he does his couch.
What?
No, not like how he does his couch.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Anyway. Next up, we have the NATO summit, the NATO summit, which happened this week in The Hague. Unfortunately, Trump wasn't on trial, but anyway, big news from this. The NATO officially adopts a plan to increase member nations' national spending on defense to a total 5% of GDP by 2035. To consist of 3.5% spending on direct defense, aka military, and 1.5% in, quote, broader security. Spain is like the big objection to this and said 2% of GDP will do.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, oh my god. It's like he's trying, it feels like, Perro. I'm going to call him Perro, because he's just a fucking dog in a circus. He's like trying to like play this and like behind everyone's back. It's like, yeah, whatever. It's like, yeah, no, sure, 2% is the same as 5%. Eh? Oh my god. He's such a fucking idiot. I hate that he's the president of my country. I want him out. I want him impeached. He's corrupt. They found out he's in a fucking corruption scheme. With a bunch of other people.
I mean, tell me one fucking political person that is not corrupt.
Great question.
Yeah.
Oh my god, so much diamond. Actual diamond too, not fucking infested one. Ugh.
Right, I'm back again.
Welcome back.
Ah, Miep's hinter da.
Okay.
Am I back?
Welcome back.
Yeah,
yes.
you're back.
Alright. The Spanish don't want me to shitpost.
Damn.
Jimmy, get your government to stop DDoSing Weep so I can shitpost. But yeah. So, this graph that I've pulled up on percent of NATO defense spending as percent of GDP circa 2023 showed Spain at 1.3%, with only Belgium and Luxembourg below it. You are tied with Turkey. Down
Yep.
at the bottom. Up at the top of the graph is Poland at 3.9%, followed by the US at 3.5%. And then Greece at 3%.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me that the U.S. is there.
Yeah. But yeah, so Trump's response to Spain being like 2% will do, like Watto being like credits will not do. Not getting Jedi mind trick. Trump's response is to threaten to double all tariffs on Spain.
What's with your fucking president and tariffs?
He thinks they generate money. Also at the summit, the NATO chief called Trump Daddy. Called him Daddy Trump or something like that.
Why?
Because they have to suck up to Trump to make sure he's on side. That's how you work with Trump, is you just suck up to him, apparently.
Oh my god.
Zelensky showed up in a suit and had a 50-minute private meeting with Trump, which apparently went pretty well. Trump shows openness to selling Ukraine Patriot air defense systems, something he'd previously been unwilling to do. Trump clarifies his stance on NATO Article 5, saying, quote, "I stand with it, that's why I'm here. If I didn't stand with it, I wouldn't be here." So, you know, Trump's opinion changes every 5 minutes.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
like a
it
child.
It also happen actually, yeah.
He's literally just like a
yeah.
child when
Trump
it comes to
was also
Yeah, it's a man child.
directly asked if he views Putin as an enemy, and I have his exact response. Quote, "It's possible. I know one thing. He would like to settle. He would like to get out of this thing. It's a mess for him." He didn't say yes, but he didn't say no either.
Yeah, of
He was
course
also
not.
asked about sending more money to Ukraine. Quote, "We'll see what happens. There's a lot of spirit. Look, Vladimir Putin really needs to end that war." Which, on the one hand, he didn't say yes to sending more money, more aid to Ukraine. He didn't say no. But he also said Vladimir Putin needs to end the war. He acknowledged who's keeping the war going.
He finally realized it, holy shit.
Someone finally got it into his thick skull.
Damn, bro.
We also have a quote from the NATO Secretary General. Quote, "We stand by Ukraine in its pursuit of peace and will continue to support Ukraine on its irreversible path to NATO membership."
Wait.
So,
Okay.
yeah. NATO clearly sees Ukraine as it will become part of NATO, and they're going to support it, and they've publicly said as much. And they don't see any way for that to change.
Well, fuck you, Russia.
Which I like to put out, yeah, brilliant statement. They also put out, I forgot to put it down here, but there's some other, like, big statement. I remember what it is they declared that Russia was the greatest threat to European security in a unanimous statement. Which means Trump didn't veto it. Orban didn't veto it. And none of the Putin simps in NATO vetoed this statement.
Damn, holy shit, actually, that is big. That's fucking big.
Yeah.
Also, while he was in The Hague, Zelensky had a meeting with the Council of Europe to establish a special tribunal to prosecute Russian officials for crimes of aggression against Ukraine in violation of the United Nations Charter.
Cool.
So hell yeah.
Yeah.
In other news, the Ukrainian legislator who had previously nominated Trump for the Nobel Peace Prize has withdrawn his nomination for the Nobel Peace Prize following the Middle East nonsense.
Good.
I mean, yeah, fair.
A GOP lawmaker from the state of Georgia submitted a nomination of his own for the ceasefire Trump declared unilaterally in the Middle East. You know, the one that Trump was only in a position to declare because he unilaterally joined the conflict in the Middle East. I saw a political cartoon that was like the Nobel Peace Prize committee. The cartoon was just like, should we give it to Obama again just to piss him off?
Yeah, hopefully.
For the funny.
Obama. Baby.
I hope they do, to be honest.
For the funny. That would piss him off so much. That would piss Trump off so much. It'd be brilliant. Anyway, in other news, we have Netherlands news. During a routine dredging as part of maintenance for in the Netherlands, they found a 1,000-year-old sword.
Ooh.
Ooh! Which type of sword?
1,000-year-old sword that just found while dredging like a river in the Netherlands. It is apparently very well maintained to the point where there are still, well, most like the organic material on the sword has, you know, rotted away because it's 1,000 years old. There are a few pieces of wood still on it because it was in a very oxygen-poor environment.
Damn.
And it is a very fancy sword. It's now in a museum.
Good.
Next up, we have the follow-up to a good while ago. If you cast your minds back, there was the Alaska Airlines flight that had the emergency exit door plug just fly out of the plane.
Yeah, yeah, I remember.
Mm-hmm.
The NTSB has finished and released their report on the incident, which is basically, Boeing, get your fucking act together.
I mean, yeah. How do you guys create the Roomba of BOOBA? How was it? It was just like Meep and I used to like hang out a lot on VC, back when I started streaming, and I don't remember who exactly told us it would be a good idea. I think it just came naturally. Like Meep and I were like, "Hey, would it be fun if we could do a podcast?"
So, someone mentioned that, and I brought up. I think it was because I'd like mentioned, like, instead of like the train of thought, the Roomba of thought. We go in a straight line until we hit it, something bounce off a wall. We go in a completely different direction.
Yeah, it is a podcast. This is a podcast.
Yeah, it's a podcast of sorts.
Yes. It's a podcast of sorts.
I mean, we ain't got the production value like we're Joe Rogan or something, but we're also not racist like Joe Rogan.
Exactly.
And fuck
So we're like way cooler.
We're also probably all more intelligent than Joe Rogan.
Damn.
Yeah. That's quite easy, actually.
Yeah. The only times I think the Joe Rogan podcast has anyone on it with more brain power than anyone here is when they have like Neil deGrasse Tyson on.
Oh yeah. That man, bro.
That's because he's Neil deGrasse Tyson.
A genius.
I'm not Jalen, you're stupid. No. No you're not. Sure.
Anyway, next up we go to the land known as Britain.
Britain?
The
Where?
once former ruler of the waves. Where this week there was an incident where it was a wildlife park in Britain where a pair of brown bears escaped their enclosure.
Ooh.
They promptly made their way to their food storage, ate a week's supply of honey and other food, and then fell asleep.
Lum-
My fucking spirit animal, I swear to God.
Bear.
Be apex predator, escape containment, consume a week's supply of food, go to sleep.
Honk shoo, honk shoo.
Yeah. It's just like, ah, yes, we have escape containment. What is our priority? We're going to go consume all our food for the week and then go to bed.
I mean,
Sounds good.
I don't blame him.
Love that for him. Such a vibe, such a mood.
Yeah.
Delicious animal, yeah.
Reminder, if you ever feel like just lazing around, reminder, you are an apex predator, and that's just like what they do. 90% of the time, they just laze around. And that's what apex predators do.
Yep.
Relaxing, chilling, enjoying life, you know.
Yeah. But unfortunately, we have to spend most of our time slaving away to make money for the billionaires.
Yay!
Anyway,
I have to become a
Honda
farmer.
is now apparently a spaceflight company.
I
Oh,
see.
wait, Honda? Out of all people? Okay.
Yeah, Honda conducted a successful launch and landing test of a reusable rocket.
Base.
Damn, cool.
We love Honda. If you don't like Honda, you're cringe. And you should get impaled by a stalagmite. Where to find this information?
pretty
So, Meep has what we like to call the idea box, and he just dumps info in there. Sometimes the others do.
I encounter it throughout the week, and I fill the idea box. In theory, the others can too, but they don't encounter interesting things, I guess.
Aye, Sharky.
To be fair, Jimmy's too busy streaming to encounter interesting things.
Well, sometimes I come up with ideas.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I'm
true.
too busy
Speaking
with
of, we
life,
have
huh?
one of your ideas.
What?
Your thoughts on the new on your 24-hour stream for the new Power World.
True. So, for those who don't know, I did a 34-hour stream. It was supposed to be 24, but I might have gotten distracted playing the video game more because we didn't have D&D on Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. So I played 34 hours of the 30 hours of the new Ties of Terraria update for Palworld. So my thoughts are the following: update's good, got a lot of good content. I just wish they gave us a bigger island. I feel like just giving us like a bunch of small islands is like a little lackluster, but it's still a good update. And also the Terraria collab was neat. I'm still like going through things for the Terraria collab on my world, and I can't wait to have Amy on, I think Monday. I think she's going back to Monday for from something. She had a meeting with her boyfriend or something, and her boyfriend's family. I don't really know. I don't really care. It's her own life. I'm not gonna question it. But yeah, on Monday she'll be back, and we'll start exploring that together. So yeah, that's a neat. So just out of all three of the updates, I think my favorite is still Faybreak. They did add one of my favorite pals, which is Spooter Girl. But yeah, it's a good update. It's definitely an in between of the two. Would recommend playing Palworld. Thank you for the live check. Everyone, sit straight in your chairs. Make sure your posture is correct. Guys?
Yes, Sachin.
Okay. That's more or less it. Just good update. Wish there was a little more about it, but apart from that, it's just generally good. I wish I had the Roomba thought. Well, I mean, I wish I had a Roomba. Wait, how do we win this way?
Alright.
yeah, that's more or less it. But by the way, you can catch the Eye of Cthulhu. You can have
The
a
Eye of
sentient.
Cthulhu.
You can have a sentient eye as your pal.
Seems legit.
Summon.
No.
You could have Monoculus. Monoculus from Team Fortress 2.
No, Darius, it's in the literal boss, the Eye of Cthulhu.
Summon.
You. Anyway, next up, something unexpected. The jailed leader of the Belarusian opposition was released.
Wait, what?
They've realized that Putin's not doing too hot, and like fuck. Ooh.
Tsiari Shikoski, I think I'm probably butchering that guy's name. I'm so sorry. Was released last Saturday, apparently. Was freed from and taken to Vilnius, the capital of Lithuania, where he was reunited with his wife
Mm-hmm.
and the children. To put in perspective of this guy and how badly he was mistreated, this guy is they've got it in both metric and imperial, so I'll give it to you in metric. He is 1.2 meters tall, and when he was released, he weighed only 79 kilos.
Wait, 1.2 meters?
1.9 meters.
Oh, okay.
1.9 meters tall, and weighed just 79 kilos when he was released.
Sheesh.
He has been held in solitary confinement near continuously for the last 5 years. Yeah. He said they routinely feed him only two small spoons of porridge.
Wow.
They would sometimes give me a little tube of toothpaste, a little piece of soap as charity. Sometimes they would, sometimes they wouldn't. He was a popular blogger and activist. Was freed just hours after the U.S. Special Envoy for Ukraine met with the Belarusian leader in the capital of Belarus. So somehow the U.S. got him freed for some reason. I don't know how, and I don't know why. But Tchaikovsky, I think his name is, the opposition leader, known for his anti-Lukashenko slogans, quote, "Stop the cockroach," was arrested after announcing plans to challenge the strongman in the 2020 election and shortly before the campaign began.
Mm-hmm.
He was sentenced to 19 years and 6 months on charges widely seen as politically motivated. His wife ran in his stead, rallying crowds across the country. Official results handed Lukashenko his 6th term in office, but were announced by opposition and the West as a sham. His wife then fled the country with her family and set the government in exile. Lukashenko has since tightened his grip, securing a 7th term in disputed January 2025 elections. Since mid-2024, his government has pardoned nearly 300 prisoners, including U.S. citizens, in what now see as an attempt to mend ties with the West, as presumably as Putin collapses.
Yeah.
Jashowski credited U.S. President Donald Trump with aiding in his release. Tens of thousands of people poured into the streets in the aftermath of the August 2020 vote. Thousands were detained and beaten by police. Prominent opposition figures either fled the country or were imprisoned. At least 1,177 political prisoners remain in custody, according to the oldest and most prominent human rights group in Belarus, Vienza. Among them, Vienza's founder, human rights activist, Nobel Peace Prize winner Alice Bialyatsky, I think. I don't know. I'm sorry, but Eastern European languages can be hard to pronounce the names.
They can really be hard, yeah.
Oh, by the way, if you weren't aware, Belarus is actively undergoing extreme Russification, meaning the Belarusian culture and language are in danger of being wiped out in a generation or two.
Damn. That sucks. That actually
Yeah.
like fucking sucks. What the fuck?
Well, that's because Russia's long time, their standard modus operandi is to Russify their outer regions and client states as a way of curbing dissent.
Yeah.
Which is why they contend Ukrainian cultural and linguistic identity isn't real. But it's little Russia. They need to take it over and, you know, Russify the people. That's why they kidnapped a bunch of Ukrainian children and had them to go be raised as Russians.
Fucking monsters.
Anyway, to take a break from that, I've got a history thing that I saw some stuff on that I wanted to talk about.
Yay!
We're going to be talking about the F-15 Streak Eagle program.
Oh, what now?
The
Okay.
F-15 Streak Eagle.
First time I've heard about that.
And this is a funny name, by the way, because streaking, as in running around naked.
Oh!
So the F-15 Streak Eagle was a specially modified pre-production F-15 that was used to set a collection of time to climb records, which I believe still stand to this day. And it was called the Streak Eagle because, as part of the special modifications, by specially modified, I mean they basically took everything off the plane they could, including its paint. This was an unpainted plane because paint has weight.
So that's why it's called
And
the Streaking Eagle.
Yes. Is very funny. And this aircraft, pulling up the stuff on the from the National Museum of the United States Air Force, which holds the plane. Yeah. The Streak Eagle is an early production aircraft. Differences in internal structure and system operation made it. Yeah. It was heavily modified specifically for the program, and was unable to be returned to service. So it was made a museum piece. The only modification being they painted it for its museum piece service to protect the aircraft because bare metal rests.
Yeah. Damn, that it's not naked anymore.
Yeah. It got painted to the standard F-15 codes. Yeah. The single-seat F-15A, nicknamed Streak Eagle, broke 8 times time to climb world records between January 16th and February 1st, 1975. Setting the last of the 8 records, it reached an altitude of 98,425 feet, which is a very specific number for a reason I'll get to in a moment, in 3 minutes and 27.8 seconds. From brake relief at takeoff and coasted to nearly 100,000 feet before descending. It's flown in its natural metal finish to reduce weight for the record-setting flights. To protect it from corrosion, they have since painted it in the gray color scheme of most operational F-15s. Now, as I mentioned, 98,425 feet, that is a very specific altitude.
Mm-hmm.
That is because they actually set the specific time to climb record that they were going for in metric.
Uh-huh. Which is?
Now, why do you think America chose to set the time to climb record they were going to in metric?
To meme on the Russians?
Yes! Specifically, this is because of the MiG-25 Foxbat, which is one of the things that scared the shit out of the US and caused them to make the F-15 the most terrifying thing with wings.
Yeah.
You know, until they got their hands on the MiG-25 and went, Ivan, why have you made a fighter plane out of stainless steel? A MiG-25, being the fastest fighter plane ever built, was a purpose-built interceptor meant to intercept supersonic bombers, which the US never built. So the specific bomber they made it to intercept, the US never actually built it. But it was really fucking fast, and they set a bunch of time to climb records, and America thought it was scary as shit because it looked like it should be, but no, it was made out of stainless steel. Also, it didn't even have a radar that could look down at all, due to the way it was built. Yeah. But yeah, it had a maximum speed of 3.2, Mach 3.2. But yeah, it set a time to climb record of, I think it was to 30,000 meters. I think, yeah, something like that. To 37,650 meters. No, no, wait, that's a different. Was a 20,000 meter. The point is they set it specifically to compare with the Soviets, and the Americans did it in that time, which I did the math. Constitutes to basically they went from full stop on the runway to nearly 100,000 feet at an average speed of just over 1/3 Mach.
Damn.
And I think it was for one of the tests, by the way, they chained the aircraft to the ground, throttled it up to full afterburner, and when they started the timer, they cut it loose.
Okay, why would you do that? That sounds dangerous.
Because they started at full throttle.
Yeah.
I'd like to point out, the F-15, by the way, the production F-15,
Yeah?
if properly, lightly loaded, is able to break the sound barrier in a vertical climb.
Jesus!
It's fucking the shit.
The F-15's party trick at air shows, by the way, is to come to a stop in midair, nose up.
Oh yeah,
using engine thrust to hover, like as if it's a tail sitter.
Yeah.
It'll do that. It'll hover, and then throttle up and just go, just disappear
That's
into the
cool.
sky.
Damn.
Because reminder, the F-15 notable achievements include landing without a wing.
Huh? Okay.
Without a wing?
There was a training accident in Israeli service where there was a mid-air collision in a 2-seater F-15. That caused it to go into a spin. The pilot's reaction was to throttle up and use the sheer thrust of the aircraft to regain control. Attempted to slow down, resulted in bad control, so they had to keep the throttle really high. They couldn't see the damaged wing due to a bunch of fuel leak, just big cloud of mist of leaking fuel. So came for landing at twice the landing speed, tore off the emergency tail hook, nearly plowed into a barricade at the end of the runway. But did manage to successfully land safely. Goes to shake his backseat's hand on a job well done, and realizes, wing's gone.
Oh!
Well,
The wing is gone. Oh, yo!
Oh, I'm gonna get a picture of it and put this in images.
Just a statement, the wing is gone.
Well, basically, that's what he noticed, because it's yeah, here's a picture of the plane.
you want me to post it?
Jesus.
If you want to.
Wings off.
Alright, fine. I'll change it for the idiot. I'd rather have cool plane than idiot, you know?
An idiot asshole
F-15, the most
person,
dangerous
yeah.
aircraft to ever exist. Well, technically, it's the F-22 is the most dangerous aircraft to ever exist, but well, to its enemies, at least. But the F-15 can the most modern versions of the F-15s supposedly are actually legitimately able to give some stealth aircraft a run for their money, and presumably by some stealth aircraft I mean
Russian.
the Russian one.
I love how both of us went. I love how both of us went. Yeah, Russians.
Fucking Russians, I swear.
I like to point out the first American F-15 to get an air-to-air kill did it with a guided bomb.
Damn.
It fucking bombed a helicopter midair.
Sheesh. Goddamn.
The helicopter ceased to exist.
Yeah, I
Yeah, like-
assume so.
Of course, yeah.
If only
it-
that helicopter had ejector seats. Oh, wait a minute.
It wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah, no, but
The F-15, like the weapons operator, was able to see large components flying in all directions on his thermal camera.
Right back.
Jesus.
Because, as it turns out, a bomb has a bit more explosive in it than an air-to-air missile.
yeah, no shit, honestly.
Because they dropped the bomb on the helicopter as it was landed, but then it took off as soon as they dropped the bomb. And just as they got target lock for the missiles, the bomb hits the plane because they were keeping the laser on it just in case.
Yeah.
The laser guided bomb. And it just ceased to exist. It was gone. Reduced to atoms.
Sheesh, man.
And the F-15, by the way, has an official win-loss ratio in air-to-air combat of 104 to 0. Actually, it may be higher than that now.
To 0.
Impressive.
To 0.
It has
Yes.
never lost a singular air-to-air combat.
There is
Yeah.
there's one like claim of like, oh yeah,
that's a
we
claim, okay.
definitely got one, guys. It's like a guy found like a bit of debris from an F-15 on the ground. It's like, yeah, no, the plane, we know which plane that was. It landed safely. Not only did it land safely, it got hit and kept fighting.
Based.
Giga-Jet F-15.
It was fine. It was trivial damage.
That's hilarious.
Like the modern F-15s are somehow even more ridiculous than the original ones too. They are obscene. The level of nonsense these aircraft have. It is the brick with wings. Like, because one of the reasons we really want them is, the F-15, especially the modern ones, have a shitload of hard points. They have like 13 hard points.
What is a hard point?
That's where
Yeah,
you can
what
mount
the
things like
else is.
missiles and bombs.
Okay,
and drop
so
tanks.
hooks basically.
Oh.
So basically, it has like a hook where you can attach something to it.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
it's the spot where you can mount weapons.
Okay, yeah. Okay, that
Like
makes
you want
to
that
have
makes it easier
how
for me to
many?
understand.
The modern ones, if I remember, has 13.
Holy fucking shit.
That shit is customizable as fucked.
And the thing is, I imagine they're probably going to work to give it one of the things that the Navy's developed for the FA-18, being comically large air-to-air missiles that have comically long range. Because the thing is, yes, this aircraft is good and all.
But it could be better.
No. Oh, no. It's because these fancy 5th generation stealth planes, they're really good, but they're also really expensive, and if we want to be stealth, they can't carry very many weapons. However, we've got this really big F-15 back there with a metric fuckload of thrust. How many missiles can we strap onto it and use our stealth plane as a spotter?
Ooh, so they used the stealth police and scouts.
Yeah, it's not officially the thing, but it's unofficially officially the thing, where it's like the plan is they use the stealth aircraft to fly out in front, spot targets for the missile truck in the back, to just hurl missiles at things.
Let's fucking go.
Because the really big missiles that they put on the FA-18 have a longer range than the FA-18 can see.
Mm-hmm.
And these are adapted SM-6 surface-to-air missiles.
Uh-huh.
Who one of their party tricks is they can be handed off to different vehicles to guide them partway through their flight.
That's okay. Okay, that's kind of sick.
which is a thing that was developed originally by Lockheed Martin as part of the Aegis combat system.
Of course it was fucking
in the
Lockheed Martin.
1980s. In the 1980s, the United States developed networked fleet defense.
Of course it was fucking Lockheed Martin. What isn't Lockheed fucking Martin? You know?
The B-2 stealth bomber.
Okay, fine, Mr. Fancy Pants. Fucking smartass.
The stealth bombers are Northrop Grumman.
I do one joke and he immediately just retaliates with, actually.
I'm sorry, Jimmy.
I'm sorry I wanted to do a funny, mister.
I mean, to be fair, Jimmy, that is his job.
I'm sorry, but I'm going off on I'm doing the tism, okay?
No, it's not it.
Yeah, because Northrop Grumman does the B-2 and the B-21, because Northrop does all the flying wings. Because Jack Northrop was designed a bunch of good flying wings, which makes it ironic that the U.S. Operation Paperclip, the Horton brothers, Misters, we made a flying wing in World War II.
Damn.
Which a bunch of wereaboos seem to think was the world's first stealth bomber.
Let me guess, it was not. Oh,
No, it absolutely was not. And it's like, oh yeah, it's so advanced. Just ignore Jack Northrop had one like 10 years earlier. Wow.
Lamau.
Anyway. Next up, the United States Supreme Court is back on their fucking bullshit.
Oh god, not again. What did they do this time?
Oh, they agreed to stupid shit again.
The United
I'm
States
sure of
Supreme
it.
Court ruled in a case.
Your mama.
It was specifically an appeal that the federal government made. So they weren't ruling on the merits of the case; they were specifically on a sub thing, where the federal government basically came in and asked the U.S. Supreme Court to make it so that district court judges could not impose nationwide injunctions when the government does something illegal.
Ah, of course.
It's fucking
The
insane
United
once
States
again.
Supreme Court ruled 6-3 that federal judges cannot block the government from doing something illegal across the country,
Oh, okay.
only
yeah.
within their own district.
That's so
Jesus.
fucking stupid.
I'd like to point out, by the way, the case that the Supreme Court was not ruling on the merits that the Trump administration used to bring this thing, saying that the district courts can't injunction their things across the entire country, was on Trump's executive order to end birthright citizenship.
Of course.
Which I'd like to point out is written into the Constitution. It also means that the rules for citizenship in the country are now different in different states.
Fucking god, a fucking administrative hell.
This also means that the Constitution is functionally different in different states.
What does even
So,
anything
yeah,
function then?
the U.S. law now basically doesn't fucking work.
Yeah, GG.
Though, the Supreme Court did leave in a couple exceptions to this. One of which the plaintiffs in this case exploited 90 minutes later.
90, okay, that's a
They
lot.
turned it into a class action lawsuit,
Wow.
which is a protection that was listed basically as an exception to this in both a secondary consenting opinion as well as a dissenting opinion. So yeah, at least there's that, I guess. But still, it's fucking.
Cringe lords.
Fucking clown theater in a nutshell.
Basically, the lawyers basically for they were basically already had this paperwork prepared and ready to go. Anyway, in other news, Florida.
Oh god.
A Canadian citizen has died in ICE custody in Florida.
Got this relations
It
between
took,
those countries,
honestly,
Shabby.
I hate playing devil's advocate. I'm surprised it took this long.
I'd like to point out this is someone who had lawful permanent resident status in the United States, by the way.
Yeah, fucking court. Oh my god.
I don't fucking get what they are doing over there. I just don't fucking
I
understand.
don't think
Though,
anyone does except themselves, except that little cult of theirs.
To give ICE a minimum bit of thing, this guy did actually have a criminal record. He had U.S. convictions for both racketeering and drug trafficking. Though I'd like to point out, ICE picked him up at his probation hearing.
Of course.
And then he died in ICE custody.
What?
And Canada is understandably kind of pissed.
Yeah, no shit.
No.
Have fun building that relation back up between those two countries.
Before we get into the real depressing stuff, though, I've got a video my mother sent me of a doggo absolutely fucking speedrunning canine agility course.
Oh, I love.
We can leave that for the end. Just, to cleanse to palate cleanse.
Alright. I'm gonna put in images so you can pull it up easier when that
If you
comes.
can palate cleanse from this bullshit, by the way.
Alright. So we now have Ukraine-Russia news, which is actually relatively short this week because I didn't see very much from there. From this week, the Russians and Ukrainians did something they tend to do fairly frequently, where they exchange war dead, where if they recover bodies of the other people's dead guys, they return them. And Ukraine's like, Russia, some of these are yours. Why are you giving them to us? No, take them back. Yeah, Russia was attempting to pass off fallen Russian soldiers as fallen Ukrainian soldiers. Presumably in an attempt to try and avoid paying death benefits to their families.
Unbelievable.
So fucking disgusting. I didn't even mean it's crazy.
We also have this absolutely unhinged quote from Vladimir Putin. Quote, "Whatever a Russian soldier's foot steps on becomes ours."
Oh no, that reminds me of something.
Completely unrelated news, I have this quote here. Where the German soldier stands, no one else will go. Quote Adolf Hitler.
Oh yeah. Oh fuck, bro.
To which
Live and
Zelensky
go.
has the absolutely base as hell response. Quote, Putin's power ends where the capabilities of the Russian killers end. We will find the Ukrainian drones for every boot of a Russian occupier.
Fire lines.
That man
Zelensky right
is going to go down in history. Zelensky.
Yes.
Of course he will.
At least in Ukrainian
by the way-
history.
Oh yes. Oh yes, absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. In other news, I haven't really mentioned it, but Russia's summer offensive has been ongoing.
Uh-huh. So how many meters have they moved? Like 10?
They have moved over the course of several weeks, and then stalled for several more weeks, 3 kilometers.
Damn,
Crazy offensive.
More
holy
than I
shit.
expected.
I'll point out this is 3 kilometers from starting an offensive on the border, where the Ukrainians have the defensive line a ways back from the border. So it's safe to assume, like, most of those kilometers, Ukrainians weren't actually defending with anything other than, oh, they're on our side of the border, start throwing drones at them.
They're just watching them slowly walk towards them, and there's like...
Most of
So
those
are they
distances
finally
were placed,
arriving?
there wasn't actually Ukrainian soldiers actively standing there in their way.
Like, I've heard the Russians are on offensive, when are they actually fucking showing up? Probably a Ukrainian soldier.
Hey,
in other
Ivan.
news,
That is
there have
offensive.
there have been increased reports of cannibalism amongst Russian soldiers.
Why?
Yeah, of course, that was clearly to happen. They have no food, of course.
I know,
One, because
but
they have no food. And two, because it's well known Russia let a bunch of horrible people out of their prisons, including people convicted of cannibalism.
Okay.
Well, okay, but that was even harder to expect.
Yes, I know, but still. Oh. You know?
Yeah, well, to be fair, even just the first part alone, I knew that it would be coming eventually.
Which I'd like to point out, this is specifically here because I saw something of it's specifically of like some Russian soldiers like killed one of their comrades to eat him, and then like kept his dead body to like cut more food off of it.
Yeah, they're fucking insane. They're so mistreated, and they're literally in fucking hell. So they go insane.
So-called superpower, by the
already
way.
insane. Indeed, they're fucking own.
Yeah, so-called superpower, yeah.
That is, yeah.
Ukraine is reportedly considering mass swampland restoration in order to dissuade further invasions.
Base.
Okay, yeah, good.
Also, swamps are just
Smart,
good
huh?
for the country.
Yeah, they are just legitimately good, but apparently Stalin drained a bunch of swamps near the modern Ukrainian border with Belarus, and Ukraine's like, you know, if those were still there, it would have been a lot more difficult for Russia to invade in that direction when they initially invaded. So they're considering restoring those swamps
Based.
because
Oh.
swamps are very good at many things, most notably consuming armored vehicles.
True.
They literally consume them, yeah.
So
What
as
are
a
you
matter of
doing
national
in my
defense, we
swamp?
need to conduct ecological restoration.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Nice.
Next up, I've been seeing apparently the return to prominence of the Turkish-made Bayraktar TB2 drone.
Well, what now?
This was the drone that got a lot of prominence in like the first couple weeks of the war. The Ukrainians made a song about it. But the reason this is a big deal is this is a large, slow, high-flying UAV, fixed wing, which is able to effectively conduct strikes near the front line. This is a large, slow, high-flying UAV.
Hey, so where are the
operating near the front
drones?
line. Where air defense?
Oh, true. Also that now that yeah. Actually, now that you say it, where air defense? What?
Russia, where air defense?
Air
This is
defense.
a propeller. This is a propeller-driven, large, fixed-winged UAV, launching munitions at you near the front line. What are you doing, Russia?
Eating their own, apparently.
Yes.
And having donkeys.
Finally, the final thing from this week is we have absolute fucking cinema.
Oh?
Like absolute cinema. Like insert the picture here, absolute cinema. So, a Ukrainian collaborator who collaborated with the Russians has died this week.
The Russians killed
what happened
him.
was- No. No. So this man, on the order of the Russians, during the Russian invasion, looted the Kherson Zoo
Oh, he
of
died to an
animals.
animal.
and set up a safari park in Crimea. And one of the lions he stole from a zoo mauled him to death.
Absolute fucking cinema.
Oh,
And by mauled him to death, I ripped his head off.
Oh, nice. Let's go. Go for the head.
Based lion. Based.
Yeah. Based Ukrainian lion.
Yep.
The Ukrainian lions are also fighting back now.
This was a guy who apparently marked himself as basically like the Russian Tiger King.
Oh god, no. I will never leave eventually.
Honestly, it's
So,
funny that he
yeah.
died to a lion then.
Yeah, it makes
died.
sense
He
somehow.
died to a lion. He stole. Just absolute cinema.
Absolute
Hoisted
calm
on his own petard.
Died to his own loot skill issue.
Yeah. brought this upon himself.
Yep.
Just absolute cinema.
Such a perfect Tiger moment once again.
Which now brings us to the Middle East news.
Oh, okay. Those are now bad news.
Trump is begging everyone to keep the oil prices down after he bombed Iran.
Huh!
There we go again.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No. I can't do anyone with this old fucking
Well, I say he
demented
begs
man.
everyone. It's more he threatened everyone to keep oil prices down.
Yeah,
because
because that's the
Trump.
only thing he can do. You can't just threaten.
Iran conducted a retaliatory strike against the U.S. base in Qatar, which didn't do anything.
A surprise Pikachu face?
No, not even surprise Pikachu face, because Iran apparently informed Qatar of the impending attacks, who then passed it on to the U.S. During American air defense were like ready to go.
No, it's being like
we-
ironic Pikachu surprise
Yeah.
face.
It was the like an Iranian official apparently leaked. This was like purely like symbolic kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
The U.S. apparently shot down 18 out of 19 of the missiles. The last missile being just allowed to hit the ground because it wasn't even gonna hit anything. It just was allowed to hit the dirt. He
Damn.
didn't even bother shooting a missile at it.
Damn.
Not even worth our taxpayer dollars.
American
I
moment.
mean, in general, all of it
I'd like to point out
should
that
be,
this also was done because it gave Qatar time to divert inbound civilian airliners to make sure the airspace was free.
Uh-huh.
19 incoming munitions, also known to the Patriot air defense system as a light snack.
What snack?
Trump raised the idea and then backed away from the idea of regime change in Iran.
Also changing his opinion, then changing his opinion again, okay.
United States intel suggests strikes against Iran's nuclear facilities. Push them back a month or two. Like, nothing happened. Didn't really do anything. Which also, I'd like to point out, completely contradicts what Trump is saying. Which has made Trump, predictably, incredibly pissed.
Oh my fucking god.
Trump then unilaterally declared a ceasefire in the Middle East. Both Iran and Israel say they never agreed to a ceasefire and kept shooting at each other.
Lost like what are ceasefires in the Middle East?
Though they have apparently since actually stopped, but they kept shooting at each other at least a little bit, which pissed Trump off so much he dropped an F-bomb live on TV.
Was it I don't know what the fuck they're doing?
Yes,
I think
it
it
was
was
that
The
one.
exact quote is, "We have two countries that have been fighting for so long they don't know what the fuck they're doing."
God. What a fucking
Oh, he's such a
circus we live
clown.
in. I'm going insane. I feel like I'm going insane.
Fucking clown.
Chad, I feel like I'm going insane. Am I the only one?
I am already insane.
Yeah.
The U.S. House of Representatives votes overwhelmingly to table the resolution that had been proposed to impeach Trump for the unauthorized strikes in Iran, because, spoiler alert, they don't fucking care. Most people in Congress don't fucking care about bombing Iran. Who would have thought? Putin expresses lots of support for Iran, but refused to actually help his quote-unquote ally in the current war. Dmitry Medvedev, former president of Russia and head of the Russian Security Council and known Putin ally, proposes giving nukes to Iran.
Oh god.
Don't they already have
Oh
nukes?
god.
No.
No,
the
they're
whole point is
developing
Iran
them.
has a nuclear program but doesn't have nuclear
Yeah.
bombs.
Okay.
And this is why Israel and America went and blew a bunch of shit up, is because they didn't want Iran to supposedly
nukes.
be really close to making a nuclear bomb.
Yeah.
To quote Dmitry Medvedev, quote, "A number of countries are ready to directly supply Iran with their own nuclear weapons." Trump loses his mind on Truth Social over this, goes off on a rant, and also as part of this rant, randomly refers to Putin as, quote, "the boss," in all caps.
Huh? Sassy boy.
Meanwhile, in the Gaza Strip,
No.
Oh man.
we have a report from the Israeli newspaper, Haaretz, which is unfortunately a paywalled article, so I can't read it directly. But it got redone in a bunch of other things, so I got the gist. Which is, an IDF soldier has told the Israeli newspaper Haaretz that they were ordered to fire on civilians at aid locations. To quote this soldier, quote, "It's a killing field. Live fire with everything imaginable. Heavy machine guns, grenade launchers, mortars. Our form of communication is gunfire. It was pointless. They were just killed for nothing. This thing called killing innocent people, it's become normalized. We were told there are no non-combatants in Gaza, and apparently that message has sank in amongst the troops."
Yeah, and now tell me one person that is so fucking still delusional that fucking says support Israel.
So yeah,
Sorry, but no.
according to the Israeli press, Israel is intentionally gunning down civilians trying to get food aid in Gaza.
But there you have the Israel lobbyists who are going to make sure nothing happens.
The Israeli government has denied this, but, you know, they're the
Yeah,
Israeli
sure.
government.
Actually,
This
fuck
is,
them.
to yet again reiterate, the Americans have a higher opinion of the war in Gaza than the Israelis do. The people of Israel have a lower opinion of the war in Gaza than the American government.
Jesus Christ.
After that, we definitely need the palate cleanser. So, Jimmy, can you put up the video of the doggo doing the really fast
One
agility?
moment, yes. Give me 1 second. I'm mining diamonds. Mining away.
So this is a video of a Border Collie Papillion mix, apparently. And apparently the comments on this was, bringing a Border Collie Papillion mix to an agility trial is like bringing a howitzer to a rifle range.
Alright, 1 second.
And the context for this is apparently, for this specific agility course, a good fast time is around 40 seconds.
Alright, there
Keep
he
that
is.
in mind when you see the video.
There he is. Chad, there's the pupper. He looks like a
Look at him go!
Hold on,
He's
I haven't
zooming.
started.
Oh.
Right. And
Eligible to go here at the Masters Agility Championship.
This is going to be a fun run. Absolutely fun run. Cynthia's
Look
way
at him
out ahead.
zoom.
Look at him go!
Needs to be.
Oh my gosh!
Look at him
I said it
zoom.
was going to be fun.
He
I
got
didn't
the
know it was gonna be a
zoomies.
ticket.
She's got to be out ahead of
Yep,
Hold on,
that he
there we go.
does.
Get to the backside. There it is. That was a great turn.
40 seconds
The
is a
crowd
fast
is
time,
going
remember.
Crazy. Cynthia's way out ahead. You
Crazy.
got to get this dog on. They do. Are they going to get a sub 30?
Oh my.
Look at this.
They
Oh my
will.
gosh, they do. Oh my God.
holy shit.
That was amazing.
28:76, and the crowd goes
Oh.
wild.
I mean, it's a good puppy.
Peak dog.
Arthur Ashe Stadium.
I mean, when
going
orange
ballistic
dogs
for the
speak,
run from
TBH,
Nimble.
though.
Yeah.
That was great. Just
By the way,
Going
second fastest time.
ballistic for
9 seconds behind.
the run from Nimble.
Yeah, speedruns.
that was
They
great. Just-
mentioned it. It looks like it's been
that's up.
sped up, but this is the real speed.
It is.
Oh my god, the zoomies. Holy
And
moly.
for comparison, I'm gonna pull up a Basset Hound doing a canine agility course. I'm putting images if you want to play this with. This is the other end of the spectrum. This is a Basset Hound that someone trained to do these things.
Sorry, so
The-
Basset Hounds are really fucking slow.
Basset Hounds are well regarded as the laziest breed of dog.
Oh god.
Alright.
Our next dog is having a nice back rub on this new carpet that we have in here. He just says, I'm about York.
Bro, he's literally chilling at the start.
He's having a good time.
Stop them now. They're having a good time just resting.
Oh, let's walk. Take a walk. And that's one.
And watch the weave.
The weave is just Lucky.
This is 8-year-old. Basset Hound Diesel.
Aww. He looks like a good pupper, though.
Diesel is fast as fuck, I tell you.
He's trying. Feels like
Always
he's
bet
just
on
trying.
Diesel.
Yeah, nice job.
That's adorable. Around the minute.
It's still impressive to have this coordination. This is hot dogs, bruh.
Puppers. Alright, so what else do we got in the idea box? Or is that the end of it?
Nothing.
Hold on, I'm trying to get another one that's a great one.
God, I hate having to trudge through lava. Jesus.
There's one more for another good pupper. This one is a retired agility dog that had gotten hit by a car, but had shown up to one of these events to support like their sibling, and at the end of the event was allowed to run the course in their little doggy wheelchair. And they're so happy about it.
Aww. I'll put her in a sec. I can't watch it.
Why can't you watch
Yeah,
it?
you have to open it. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I have to open it
Wait,
on
what?
Chrome.
I can
so-
watch it.
No, I have to open it on Chrome.
Ah, you don't. Oh, you don't have automatically Chrome. Okay.
Sometimes it just tells you, no, you can't watch this here. Aww.
Amazing.
I love the little wheelies. They're adorable.
Yeah, I like how she still jumps. Oof.
That's adorable. I'm gonna stop the video before I get copyright stricken by the song. But that is adorable. And also I am sad
Wait,
to
which
hear,
song?
you know, about the hit and run.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I hope that if she's still here, she is living her best life.
Yeah, I hope the same.
So, Meep, you there?
Oh my god, I completely forgot I was muted.
Ah, fuck.
You're welcome.
That's nice.
Oh damn it.
Oh, damn it, man.
What did you say?
Mainly I was talking about how, yeah, that this was a older dog who got hit, but had obviously done the things in the past and was at the event. I believe it was like the trainer who was there with a different dog, but at the end of the event they let the old dog run it as well. And you could tell the dog was so happy to do it.
Yeah.
I think it's especially. I think for me, specifically, it was the wheelies. Like
Yeah,
she was trying to do the jumps.
Trying to do the jumps at the jump points. Yeah, she'd been trained to do this before.
Yeah.
Yeah, muscle memory.
She's so happy about it. It's so wholesome. That's a good wholesome end to the Roomba for the week.
Oh, that's it?
Yes.
No.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't have anything else in the idea box. Really.
Any recommendations?
The only other thing is the Orca news, and I want Mina to be here for that.
Well, anyone got any recommendations?
If it's anything really recent in the news.
The only thing I have any.
Alright. I mean, we can end Roomba early today. Well, early. It's typical to our long Roomba.
My recommendation is to stay clear and make sure that you always keep the heat in mind and don't overexert yourself, because you can get a heat stroke and it can be quite dangerous, so keep that in mind.
Oh yeah, keep yourself
Especially
safe
that
on
time.
these hot days of summer.
Yeah.
That's a lot of iron.
You won't believe there are a number of people every year that actually die because of that heat, and they are
Yeah,
not
from
careful.
heat
So,
strokes.
yeah.
It's dangerous. It's kind of scary, honestly.
I unfortunately had one last year, but that was just me just laying in bed with a cold washing hand on my head. But they just couldn't do anything save for getting up to eat.
Yeah, they're not fun. Absolutely.
They're not.
Apparently, NVIDIA insiders in the chipmaker have dumped more than $1 billion in stock.
That's a lot of stock.
The tech industry is suing Arkansas over social media law. Specifically, tuning laws are placed limits on content social media platforms and would allow.
Fortunately, this will be the last Roomba of Pride Month, so happy Pride, those who are a part of the community. And fuck
Happy
you to
Pride.
who those that are assholes about it. I hope you'll burn up higher.
No, I hope they
They're
should
suing over laws that would increase their liability for things related to content hosted on their sites.
Content toasts?
Content
Toast?
hosted.
Oh.
Oh no, my mind.
Was that a fucking
Apparently, Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel, is facing a corruption trial, and Trump's unhappy about it.
I wonder why.
Specifically, according to this, it's over Allegations of accepting luxury items and attempting to influence media coverage.
Doesn't surprise me at all. That's just
Austin, Tesla delivered a vehicle to a new owner by having it drive itself, apparently. That's part of like the robo-taxi nonsense, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Da-da-da.
Did something happen to it?
Well, this is, as mentioned earlier, the robo-taxis have been violating laws all over the place.
Yeah, but did the
What laws, man? What laws?
did the Tesla do anything? Did it
Not
I
yet.
don't know.
fall down
It
and
drove
burn?
itself to its new owner, I guess.
It's a matter of time.
Uh,
It's always.
uh,
I spotted another Tesla at the train station like a few days ago. I was full hate.
Okay, for me, I used to think Teslas were cool cars, and then it was discovered that the owner of the company is an absolute jackass.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I'm going
absolute
to. I'm never gonna buy a Tesla, but if I see one, it's
I
like,
say-
oh, cool car. My condolences that the company owner is such an asshole and a Nazi. Can I say that word?
Yeah, that even people like we've talked about it last week on Roomba that literally want to get out of the leasing because of the representation. of
I still
Tesla.
find funny.
We covered that.
I think we talked about something similar. It's like someone hacking, like doxing every single Tesla owner, and people having to put
Yeah.
stickers like, "I bought this Tesla before Elon went mad."
Oh, hold on.
My soul goes out
Oh.
for Mitsubishi.
Mitsubishi doesn't make cars anymore.
Mitsubishi.
God,
oh.
I'm so mad. They used to have such cool
Oh.
cars like the Evo, yellow.
Yeah.
By the way,
Yep.
as part of the procedure things for Trump's bullshit, big beautiful bill, whatever, the Democrats forced the entire 914-page bill. I think it was 914. Now, over 900-page bill, forced it to be read out in its entirety on the Senate floor.
Oh my god.
Wow.
As a way to like highlight how nonsense it is.
Oh, by the way, wasn't like Trump angry at Spain after the NATO thing?
Yes.
Wasn't he like
Yeah.
pissed like, you're gonna pay for this, Spain?
Yeah. Yeah.
God, we live in such a fucking timeline. I hate it here. Why couldn't you have stayed as a fucking, as a fucking business failure of a man?
We live in a clown timeline,
Absolutely.
and it won't change.
That we do.
And I hate it here.
Elon Musk calls Trump's big beautiful bill, quote, political suicide.
I think we've talked
I
about this
wish-
before.
I fucking
as
wish.
As soon as Elon left, he immediately just started backstabbing Trump.
Yeah.
Okay, it was 940-page mega bill.
900.
Jesus Christ!
And those all read out. Oh no.
I feel bad. I'd say I feel bad, but what's the party that's currently in charge? Republicans?
The Republicans, yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck the Republicans.
Republicans.
Yeah, you call yourself Republicans, but you're building a monarchy over here.
Yep.
And those
Woman's
really
house
don't
in
mix
California was
together.
burglarized so many times, even a bear went in.
I'm sorry, what?
Prosecutors say a woman's home in a remote area of Northern California was so badly damaged by a series of burglaries that bears were able to get inside, causing additional destruction that compounded her financial loss.
I feel bad for that woman. Sucks.
Yep.
Yeah, it's for them to be is.
It's like kind of funny, but also it kind of just fucking sucks, dog.
Yeah.
It's both.
Alright. If we truly have nothing else, we can raid someone.
Yeah, if anyone wants to guide the raid.
This is the time to do so. That's a block of iron on the air. Okay, cool. Yeah, fuck you. Alright. So, who do you guys want to raid? I don't know if Ryan is online. So
I don't. The whole thing is U.S. politics continues to be fucked, and will continue to be fucked, because we have the GOP, whose establishment wants to suck up to El Presidente, which is a joke, of course, from Tropico, and the Democratic establishment is ineffective. And anytime a Democrat wants to actually be effective, the Democratic establishment like, no, you can't do that. Wait. Because
Donkey
the
movement.
Democratic establishment is a bunch of weak-willed fuckwads who just want to worship Wall Street and worship procedure.
Yep. Alright, so...
I think I mentioned I'd seen the thing talking about how like the head of the Democratic National Committee had like said like in a internal meeting like his biggest problem wasn't Trump or the Republicans but like an up and coming star in the Democratic Party. He's like, you know, maybe we should endorse up and coming fresh blood instead of old ineffective boomers.
Yeah, that would be an idea.
Alright, Ryan is streaming,
Also,
so we're just
Ryan.
gonna raid Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan.
He's currently shiny hunting and Scarlet and Violet. Alright, so...
Be sure everyone to Wormhole Squad.
Yep. Also, next week we have Power World with Amy on Monday, and on Wednesday we have something. I don't remember exactly what it is. But we have something incoming. And also, next week, Monday, we have Atlas Update.
Furry game.
Furry game with big titties. Yeah!
I have yet to start it as well.
Fucking get to it. I'm going to be opening... No, I'm going to be opening a lobby when that happens. You better fucking join, Bolt. Or I swear to God, I'm going to pluck your goofy Pichu head. I'm going to punt you to the moon.
Seems
Throw
like
Not-
him in
someone
this now.
busy on Monday.
Anyway, I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks for all
You're
the
gonna
fish.
go Bolt, or Jimmy's gonna come for your walkable spaces. Like the
Okay.
vengeful spirit